What's going on, guys? EK3 Mike here. As you can see, I'm bundled up. It's about 26 degrees right now. I hate working in this cold. I am lucky to have a garage, so I said, you know what, let me try to get something done. Got my trusted friend here, so we'll do a little bit of something today. So this video is about refreshing the spindles that I got for my quote-unquote poor man's TypeR 5-lug conversion. So basically, for those that don't know, I'm learning a lot about it right now. The 97 to 2001 Honda CRV spindles work for Integras, Civics, etc. when you're doing a 5-lug conversion. So what I did was I went on eBay, I got some spindles. Of course, they were rusted. They looked like they came out of the Titanic from the bottom of the ocean. So I kind of like a challenge. I have a lot of friends in different places that could help me out. So I reached out to them for some guidance and tips and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, let me just send it and start the refresh on these. So I'm gonna cut to a part now, which was earlier in the day when I started taking everything apart. Check it out. So now the first thing you wanna do when taking apart the spindle is find a socket or something that is about the size of the back of the hub. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna place that on the back and you're gonna whack the hell out of it with a hammer. Now, don't be shy. It's put in there with a press, so you know it's not gonna come out easy. But this is where you want to hit it from. You want to hit it from the back, and it will pop out from the front. So I can show you right here. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, it knocked out part of the hub bearing, which gets stuck on the hub. I'll show you that right here. There it is. So that was initially from the bearing, which sat right there. So that's it. That's what the hub looks like. Bearing on there. And fresh from the bottom of the ocean floor, from the Titanic, some crusty spindles. Yeah, I had a tough time getting those screws out that held the dust shields in, but I'm really, really happy I got them out. And we're gonna work on this. We're gonna turn this into gold. But this is what it looks like with everything removed. All right, so we're back. So these still don't look that great, but they're a million times better than the condition they were in when I got them. So now you can see that I removed the hubs, and when you remove the hub, when you knock that hub out from the back, as you saw in the previous video, it also takes off the race that's on the other side that's covering this up. So you're gonna see that right over here. Okay, so if you're getting new hubs, then you can just toss this in the garbage and you won't have to worry about this. But I spoke to my buddy Evan, and he recommended that I try to salvage these because I'm going with extended studs, and sometimes depending on what brand hub you get, what aftermarket hub you get, sometimes there's fitment issues and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to salvage these, which means that I'm gonna have to cut the race. They say the best way to do it is like a diagonal cut. You don't wanna cut into this at all, but you wanna try to cut this off. So we'll see how that plays out. But also, more importantly, what I'm super, super happy about is that I got the dust shields off. these things look like there was no way in hell that I was ever gonna get them off. So what I ended up doing is I'll try to show you a little close up. This is like the only way I think to really get it off. It's insane. So these are Phillips head bolts from the factory. I don't know why they would ever use these in a spot where, you know, they could get so rusty, but I had to cut into it. So you'll see where I made the cut. I had to cut into it, okay, and get them off with a flathead because there was no way that they were coming off. And this still was not an easy task. Now, the reason why I'm screwing these back in, a little tough time here, but the reason why these are going back in, and the reason why I have everything back in here, is because when you send your stuff to get powder coated, which these are going to the homies at JT Powder Coating, you want to cover up those holes, which they're good about doing anyway, but I just figured I'd make it a little bit easier for them and just supply them with all the bolts and stuff like that. So this way nothing gets in the holes, and the threads won't be messed up when you're ready to do it again. So this is how they look now, and we're gonna see how they look after they come back. So what I'm doing here now is I'm gonna get these ready for the ARP studs. And what I have to do is I have to knock these out one by one. And all you really need is a pretty heavy hammer, and that'll do the trick. So let's check that out. Okay, so like I said before, we're getting rid of this the race, which is right here. We're gonna cut that off. So before I cut it off, I'm actually just squeezing it into the vise right here, and this way nothing else gets damaged. Let's see if I can knock these out. Let's see how this goes. This vise here is kind of like halfway decent mounting job over here. Not the greatest on this, but I just did it because I didn't have anything else, and it kind of works until now. So let's see if I can knock these out. Let's give it a go. That was easy. 4 whacks. Not bad at all. All right, so there you have it. They were all knocked out. And on to the next one. This is what they look like. So the extended ones will be a little bit longer. Not too bad. All right, so now that that's taken care of, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the race off the hub. So the best way to do that is to kind of go at an angle, because you don't wanna cut into this, and if you're using a wheel like this, obviously it's not gonna get done like this anyway. It's gonna be something like that at an angle. Now, don't forget to have your safety goggles. I had some yellow ones that I liked. I don't know where I put them. All right. Anyway. Oh, now I remember. One of my kids was running around with them. Anyway, so safety glasses, and now in my old age, I'm gonna use ear protection too. Doesn't hurt. Anyway, I know it's funny doing this. Let's hope it's a good end result. And I'll show you guys the process. no scratches. So that one's kind of perfect. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean these up with a wire wheel now, and then we'll get those studs put in. But there's got to be an easier way, because this was a nightmare. It's also my first time, so I don't know. Maybe that's why it was a little bit harder. But anyway, let's get those studs in. So now I'm just going to use a wire wheel, and I'm going to just clean up the area like that. Nothing crazy. Let's see how it comes out. Little before. And we'll see what it looks like after. Whoops. Alright, so we're back in the warm but messy basement. I'm going to show you guys what I did with this here. I got the Arp studs in. I'm going to show you the part number and what they look like and how I got them in. So I went ahead and did one of them. This is the part number here if you zoom in. 100-7712. Now 7712 comes with 5, which is what you'll need if you're doing the 5 lug. If you're doing the 4 lug, I believe it's 100-7711, which is a 4-pack. But that's the one you'll need. And then there's this tool. I actually have a picture. I'll put the picture up with the part number. This has like a bearing inside, and I guess it keeps the helps keep the nut from stripping. You could still use some additional washers if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and show you what it looks like. Let's see if I can do this with one hand, or at least show you. So these little grooves right here are what help to keep it in the hub. They kind of just go in from the back, of course, right? You don't want to put them in the wrong way, but they go in like that. Okay, and you'll see they don't go any further than this, and that's when you need that tool to help get it in there. So you can put it back down. Get your washers, or not. Obviously going to use an open-ended nut. Just put that on there and make sure it seats itself nicely. You'll see it kind of fixes itself. Alright, now that's snug. And that's pretty much what it looks like before. Okay, and let's see if I could do this with one hand. Alright, so I got my setup here, got my foot on it just to keep it in place. You don't really need like to put in a vise or anything. It's super easy. I got my socket, and I'm just gonna go ahead, and you could watch it get pulled in. It still has a little bit of space, so you want to keep hitting it with that gun until there's no space. All right, let's take a look. A little more. Yeah, a little more. Okay. And still a little more. Then you just simply back it off. Sorry, one-handed's kind of tricky, but This is what it looks like. That discoloration right there is just nothing stripped. It's just a gold color came off of the threads. So that's it. It's in there. As you can see, it's seated, and it's just as easy as that. So you just repeat that 4 more times, and you end up with this. And yeah, that's basically it. Super easy. You can see it's seated very well, and yeah, that's it. Good to go. Now they will be ready to get pressed in, but before that, you're gonna have to press the bearing in, and I actually have those here. Let's go to my little parts counter. So again, my buddy Evan came in clutch, and he let me know that Honda uses NTN bearings, and as you can see here, these are BCA by NTN. Let's pull it out of the box here so you can see it. Oh, man. See what this beautiful bearing looks like. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting it out of the bag. All right. Boom. This thing is a thing of beauty. As you can see, where is that, baby? Made in Japan. That's what we want. That's what we want. NTN. So this is what the spindles look like with just the hubs removed. As you can see, the dust shields are still on there. Very, very rusted. Held in by 3 Phillips head screws, as you could see there. You could barely even tell that these are screws. That's how bad it was. To get these out, I had to cut a groove into them and use a very large flathead to turn them out. It was a big headache, but we got them out. And this is pretty much another picture of what it looks like completely stripped down. No hub, no dust shields. All right, guys, so these are the things I'm bringing to JT powder coating. See, I don't know if I'm gonna ship it. I'm gonna get a quote. I might just bring it up to them. We're gonna see in a couple minutes if it's too much, but everything's here and ready to go. Do this with one hand, but you get the idea. Off to JT. If this video helped in any way, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any further questions, please put them in the comments. And video number 2 is pretty much going to be me getting the spindles back from JT powder coating, and I will be putting everything back together to have that spindle all finished. Stay tuned.